Hey everyone, it's Spitball time. That is Thursday night Spitball. For you first timers, we pretty much just throw wet wads of tissue at DVD and video collections and discuss where they land. Um, who went first last week? I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll just go first this week.
Do it.
Doing it. All right. And for people that have never seen this before, normally without COVID restrictions, we're at the same desk and we do this live together. Okay, I landed on. Well, it's in between Goosebumps and Goosebumps 2.
I have not seen Goosebumps 2, but I thoroughly enjoyed Goosebumps.
Me too. I thought that was a fantastic. It's not even an adaptation of any of the books. It's just an amalgamation of all of them rolled into one.
Yeah, it's meta. It's a meta Goosebumps movie.
Yeah.
But I heard the second one was a bit of a disappointment.
Well, yeah. I guess I can understand why it was, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was. If I had seen the first one on Netflix and it wasn't called Goosebumps, I would have thoroughly enjoyed it regardless. It's
Right.
not quite up to snuff with the first, and look, it's a spoiler, I guess, but Jack Black is in it. You know, he's not billed, but he's in it, and that makes
Right.
it a bit more fun.
I mean, I was super psyched when I heard because I so enjoyed the first one. When I heard there was a second one, I was right there. When the trailer came out, I watched it and I was like, this looks great. And then some of the reviews came out and completely put me off it.
Well, you know what? Give it a go because I think the new kids in this one are probably better than the first film.
Right.
It's just, I guess, the storyline is not quite as fun,
Right.
or the set design. But you and I were talking off mic about seeing The War with Grandpa, the new Robert De Niro, Jane Seymour, Christopher Walken, Cheech Marin film.
Yes.
And if you got a laugh out of that, you'll get a laugh out of Goosebumps too. It's that kind of comedy that
I thoroughly enjoyed The War with Grandpa. Jane Seymour still has it. 100% still has it, and so does Christopher Walken.
Does she? Oh, Jane Seymour is 69 years old, and that is a relevant number to think about when you watch.
She's the same age as Cassandra Peterson. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. I know, both gilfs.
Indeed.
Yeah, how about you? How about you go next?
Just let me look up gilf porn for a second. Type this into the computer.
It's a good thing I've got tissues here.
Well, but they're already wet. Okay. That hit. The Wrong Man. Do you remember this movie? Starred
Dave Foley.
Dave Foley, yeah. Dave Foley, and it's one of those kind of.
I love this film.
It is fantastic. It's like a kind of a Farrelly Brothers comedy, but it's not a Farrelly Brothers comedy.
All about the guy that thinks he's on the run from the cops, but the cops couldn't care less.
The
They're
cops
not
aren't
after him whatsoever.
No, the guy who plays the cop is too busy going to see Broadway shows to bother hunting him down.
He reminds me of Josh Gad.
Yeah, he would have been like a proto Josh Gad.
Yeah,
the guy who plays it, but I love all the stuff with the guy who gets killed. He's like a I don't know, a gazillionaire head of this kind of giant corporation, and he makes the security guard show him back the security footage, and the guy's constantly like masturbating in his office and stuff, and it's like, does he know that you're recording all of this? And he's like, oh, he knows. He likes us to watch. He forces us to watch it.
And then you got the scene when Dave Foley gets the blood all over him, right? But they've disqualified him as a suspect, but he's covered in blood, and when he walks out, he's like, nosebleed. Nosebleed.
And I think there's a Tilly in it as well, isn't there? Is Jennifer Tilly? I think it's Jennifer Tilly. It's not Meg, surely.
It's Jennifer Tilly.
Tilly.
She's blind, isn't she?
She's blind, but she still knows her angles, shall we say?
My two favorite things in that film. Firstly, it's the bare naked ladies as the cops singing around the bonfire.
Yeah.
I love that. And then there's a scene with where Dave Foley's on the train and Colin Feore pulls up beside him, who's the killer trying to track him down, and he thinks he's been watched through the. No, Dave Foley is looking at his own reflection in the window, trying to pick a zit or something. But Colin Feore's on the outside, who thinks he's been caught. Oh, doesn't translate well in my description, but on film it is fucking hysterical.
I remember that one of the running gags in the film is that I can't remember the guy's name, but he's the Commandant Lassard in the TV version of Police Academy. He's Jennifer Tilly's father, and he's like a poor bank manager who's at the mercy of the evil farmers and whether or not they bother to pay back their loans or not. And there's like this great kind of reverse power joke that runs throughout the film that I thought was particularly funny.
Well, good one. I'm glad you landed on that. I could talk about that for a long time. I need to watch it again, and everyone that's watching this needs to watch it too.
Oh, so I think it's
that was Dave Foley. Yeah, I've got the American DVD. It came hot off the tail of Kids in the Hall. They had just sort of disbanded, and Dave Foley jumped into this.
Right, because I mean, at this stage, I only knew him from News Radio because I hadn't seen Kids from the Hall here.
Yeah, right.
But
they
News
had just
Radio
made
was
their
pretty
film
big.
Brain Candy, which is one of the funniest films of all time, and yeah, this was his next thing. All right. Oh, okay. Well, that landed on Friday after next.
Okay, hang on.
Which is the third film
third one,
in the Friday franchise, the Christmas one.
Is that the one where he goes? No, hang on. So the first one, he's at home. The second one, his dad kicks him out of home, and he goes to his cousin's place in like Hollywood next Friday,
yeah,
which I can remember. But I don't know if I've seen the third one.
The third one is where it's at Christmas time and they're having like a house party, and there's like a Santa Claus, a skinny Santa Claus robber that keeps crashing the parties and stealing the presents, and
right.
It's and Ice Cube's dad and his uncle Leroy have like a barbecue joint together, and the slogan, and they have a TV ad, is "Tastes so good, make you want to smack your mama."
Does Chris Tucker return for this one?
No,
Chris Tucker. And does Tiny Lister Jr. return for this one?
Yes, he does.
Okay,
Devo, is that his name?
Yeah, Devo. I've actually, I spend quite a lot of time on Cameo these days, looking at which celebrities are now doing cameos. And Tiny Lister Jr. does cameo, and in the messages, he always references the bike. That's not your bike. That's my bike. From Friday, which I think is phenomenal.
Hey, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, and if I am mistaken, I'll flash it on the screen. I think Terry Crews is in this one.
Right, that would be great. I love Terry Crews. He's the one of the standouts in the Longest Yard remake with his cheeseburgers. Because that's a big ass robot.
He's a standout in most things.
He certainly is. Do you remember him in what was that Larry Cohen scripted movie? It's another phone one. It's not the phone booth. It was the one with
Cellular.
Cellular, and he's like the guy in the other car, like at the start of the film who has to steal his phone. Like I thought he's always good stuff. He's good in everything. Except he's a good. I don't know about he's like now the kind of the behind the scenes kind of host or whatever it is of America's Got Talent or something, which is pretty weird. Yeah, you can see him feigning enthusiasm for the dire acts that appear on that show.
Yes, absolutely. Do you want to throw your last one? We'll make this the last one.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. That hit.
What the hell did that hit?
I couldn't find a bit of paper, so I had to throw half a peg, closed peg. That hit. That hit.
Pegged it.
I pegged David Mamet's The Spanish Prisoner. which was the first David Mamet movie I ever
okay.
saw. With Steve Martin, who
Has that got Steve Martin in it?
It does have Steve Martin in it, yeah, and he's great. Steve Martin, I think. Actually, I can't remember if Al Bundy's in it or not. From memory, I think he was. I think he's that, or he's in Spartan. He's in one of them. But it was because it was the first David Mamet movie I'd ever seen. I was completely unaware of the kind of, like, if you've seen one David Mamet kind of thriller, I feel like you've seen them all, because you know how he operates, and everybody in it has an ulterior motive. They're very kind of almost Agatha Christie like, where you cannot trust a single person. And once you establish that in your head, the rest of the movie stops having any surprises. Like if you watch The Heist, which I didn't like because I picked it, but even things like House of Cards, which was actually before Spanish Prisoner, and Spartan, and all that kind of stuff, and they become kind of pretty obvious after that. But The Spanish Prisoner was the first one I ever saw, and it blew me away. I thought it was phenomenal. And it went straight on, like after.
Does that have Campbell Scott?
Yes. Campbell Scott's the lead, the son of George C. Scott. Is the lead, who I saw recently. I didn't realize it. Have you seen Dead Again, the Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson movie?
Yeah.
And he's in that.
Love that film.
He's in that. Do you remember? He's the kind of con man who, because she's got amnesia, and they put the ad in the paper for looking for anyone who knows her, and this guy turns up to the house pretending to be her husband, and it's Campbell Scott.
Yeah.
And then he chases him, but then he does like karate and stuff and beats the crap out of Kenneth Branagh. Like, it's a really good scene, and that's all he's in the film for. He's just in it for that 5 minutes. It's really good.
Is that on the street? Is that on the street?
Yeah,
like
out on the street. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. Cool.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
Wow. I hadn't seen it. I don't think I think I remember seeing bits of it on TV, but I think it recently got a Blu-ray release, and I picked that up and gave it a watch, and I enjoyed it. It's an interesting film. I honestly don't know why they're all doing American accents. Like, I know it's supposed to be a noir film and everything, but everyone, like, the two leads are British, so why couldn't they just have been British? I think even the even the guy who's kind of pulling the strings is British, but he's doing an American accent as well. It's a very interesting choice.
You're still talking about Dead Again, not Spanish Prisoner.
Yeah, not Spanish Prisoner. No, I can't remember anyone doing accents in Spanish Prisoner.
No, so it was Derek Jacobi and Kenneth Branagh both doing really weird.
Yeah, and Emma Thompson.
Yeah,
all of them doing weird.
Andy Garcia's in it. Robin Williams is in it. It's a good film, but you're right. That is a weird thing about it.
Who's Robin Williams in? I mean, Andy Garcia's the guy that he's always accusing her of having an affair with. In their
he's like the conspiracy theorist that's he's in the freezer in the supermarket.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah, and he was like the ex-doctor or something like that who's been fired because he was fiddling with corpses or something. Something super weird like that. That's right. Jeez, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a real precursor to like 1 Hour Photo and the kind of more serious, creepy kind of, because he's like one of the red herrings, I think. That they kind of set up.
He's only in it for about 10 minutes at the most, but it's a really powerful appearance and probably got him those roles in those darker films.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow, good landing, mate. Good pegging. That was a good peg session, mate.
I enjoy good pegging.
Is that before or after the shunting?
That's after. That's during the shunting. I hope, Jesus Christ, I hope no one memes this.
We're gonna hang this one up to dry and wrap it up there. And that was terrible, but thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back next week for a bit more rapid. What was this one? This wasn't rapid fire. This was Spitball.
Spitball.
All right,
with extra pegging. Week, Spitball with extra pegging.